Jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg. 3, 2. So, tell me what's going on here. What's wrong with between Nancy and Chucky and Donald? What happened?
Oh, Chuck the Schmuck and Nancy, before their meeting today, heard Trump say that there probably would not be any type of deal going on with them as far as
As far as
hold on one second.
what am I holding on for?
Try to get the full story here.
Oh, the full story.
The full story.
You'll never get it.
Basically, what happened was this Trump tweeted out earlier today that he did not see a deal coming that would be able to avoid a government shutdown. So there'd be no deal with Democrats. So basically, Schumer, Chuck the Schmuck, and Nancy Pelosi pulled out of the meeting. Pretty much what that's going to do is that if they don't see a deal, we're going to have a government shutdown come midnight December 8th of this year.
A government shutdown? Oh. No. No. That's horrible. That's
We already had a government shutdown.
The worst thing that I can imagine is, a government. If the government were to shut down, who are we going to turn to?
We did have one back a few years back, didn't we?
And nobody noticed the difference. What, you couldn't visit the Washington Monument or something stupid like that? Shut them down. Shut them down permanently. Bye. This is.
We don't need you.
It's a temper tantrum. This is ridiculous, man. How do these people still have the reins?
If government shuts down, you're not going to have funding if government shuts down. They're worried that the longer it goes, the more you're going to see effects.
Funding for what, though? Because that's not true.
Government agencies. Government shuts down people. How are people going to get the Social Security and all that stuff? So that's what they're worried about. There's more to it than just shutting down some monuments. I'm not exactly sure what it all entails.
First of all, that's not what happened. That was threatened, but that didn't happen.
What?
The Social Security payments.
No, if it went on longer, it would have happened.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That was last longer.
Right. And that was what they used to get every person over the age of 65 to call their congressman 6 times a day.
Yeah. Well, that will happen again, obviously. I mean, here's the thing. Like I said before, when we had it only lasted about 11, 12 days, I believe. Might be off a day or two, either way. But at that point there, you're not really worried about not being able to make those payments because it kind of happened where you had some leeway to try and get things back into working order. But as time goes on and the more it spreads out, the more things you're going to start seeing an effect.
We're being held hostage by assholes.
That's what it is. They want to see something for DACA funding, and unless they see DACA funding, they're not going to approve any budgets, any kind of anything that Trump wants to do. They're going to block it until they see something about DACA getting funding. They don't want to see these dreamers go back to where they came from. So we're going to hold the country hostage. To pretty much make sure that these people are still able to stay here. That are not citizens in the first place. We're going to hold the country and its citizens hostage to make sure these people can stay here.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what.
Get out.
They're not gonna be able to use the same excuse because Social Security might run out before that. We gave it all to junkies, so. But regardless, shut it down. Shut it. This is a perfect example of why we don't need them in the first place. Okay? Shut them down. They can't start wars if they're not.
Pretty much, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what would happen. You would little by little, you would see it happen as the longer it went on. And obviously it shuts down. Like you said, the threats come out, things aren't going to get paid, people aren't going to get their money. And then things are going to start happening. Fundings are going to get cut. So, yeah, usually if a shutdown happens, you figure within, enough pressure comes from the constituents to say, cut the shit, let's get the fucking ball rolling. But this is a different time than it happened the last time with Obama. This is Trump. These people, a Republican, a congressman, or I think it was a congressman or a senator, said he would not vote on any budget deal or anything that didn't have DACA funding in it. This is coming from a Republican, not just a Democrat. So Trump has the Democrats against him, has even some of his own party against him. All right? This is a little different than what it was back when Obama was office, when we had the shutdown back a few years ago.
Only one way to find out.
So if there's no give, and no matter how the constituents are sitting there screaming and hollering,
I say shut it down.
I say shut it down. You know what happens?
Padlock the doors.
And then what happens is the people that made it happen get voted the hell out of office in 2018.
Yeah.
That's it. Get them out. If your congressman, if your senator is going to make this happen, 2018, they're up for re-election, do the smart thing and get them out of there because they don't care about you.
From
they don't
now
care
on,
about us at all.
That's what I'm doing. I'm voting against whoever's in office.
That's it. I've done that for years. Every time I voted, especially where we are, we have the same 4 people for at least the past 10 years, and they haven't done crap. 3 out of those 4 have been there for a very long time. Well, I'd say 2 out of the 4. A senator and a congressman have been there over 20 years, if not more.
Wow.
You got to get these people out, because what you're doing is you're letting them stay in there longer, and they're able to get more special interest to be able to get into their back pockets, and they'll be able to get into bed with more of these special interests. And what's happening is that the less of your interests are being met, and it's being more of these special interests in these corporations that are getting what they need. They don't care about the American people. They come to us for the votes, but when it comes to time to do the work,
way to go, asshole.
I didn't do a damn thing. I just sat here.